In this session, I am going to solve few questions from the chapter Principles of Inheritance and Variation. Students, as you already know, inheritance is the transmission of characters from parents to offspring or from one generation to other generation. Variation is the differences observed among the offsprings and also with their parent. The study of inheritance and variation is called genetics. The term genetics was suggested by William Bateson. Gregor Johann Mendel worked on pea plants and gave the principles of inheritance, and hence is known as father of genetics. Dear students, let us take up few questions from this chapter and let us understand even more clearly the concepts in principles of inheritance and variation. Let us take up the first question. Genotype is option A, genetic constitution of an organism. Option B, genetic constitution of somatic cells. Option C, genetic constitution of plastids. Option D, genetic constitution of germ cells. Dear students, there are several terms used in the genetics, and those terms you should be very familiar. One of the terms is the genotype. Genotype is the genetic constitution of an organism, particularly present in the germ cells like the sperms and the egg. In this particular question, the genotype is option A, genetic constitution of an organism. Option B, genetic constitution of somatic cells. Option C, the genetic constitution of plastids, and option D, genetic constitution of germ cells. So, genetic constitution of germ cells like gametes, like sperms and the eggs is called as a genotype, and hence the correct option in this question is option D, genetic constitution of germ cells. Dear students, alleles means the slightly different form of the same gene which occupy the homologous chromosomes and are responsible for alternate expression of the same character. For example, if you take a height has two variants, tall and the dwarf, and the factors are the genes responsible for tallness and the dwarfness is called as alleles. So, based on this, let us take one question. Which of the following term indicates a pair of dissimilar alleles? Sometimes the alleles may be identical, may be non-identical. So, identical pair of alleles is called homozygous condition. For example, with respect to the height in the plant, when you take capital T or small t, and these two combinations is called as a homozygous condition, and capital T small t with respect to the height is called as a heterozygous condition. In this particular question, which of the following term indicates a pair of dissimilar alleles? Option A, homozygous condition. Option B, heterozygous condition. Option C, homologous. Option D, all of these. As I already told you, allele is a pair of dissimilar alleles and they are responsible for alternate expression of the same character. So, in this particular question, this is called as an allele, alternate expression of the same character, that is one allele code for one variant of the character, other allele code for other variant of the character. For example, in this case, the capital T is responsible for tallness and the small t is responsible for dwarfness in the plants, and hence this condition is called heterozygous condition, and hence allele is a pair of dissimilar alleles. That is, the correct option is option B, heterozygous condition. Dear students, you know that the reproduction is of two types, asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction involves a single parent and hence called as uniparental reproduction, whereas sexual reproduction involves two parents and hence it is also known as biparental reproduction. And most of the times the individuals born to a single parent are called as clones because they are morphologically, genetically identical among themselves and also with the parent. But the offsprings born to the biparental reproduction are called as hybrids. In this case, let us take one question. Organisms produced by asexual reproduction are called option A, clones, option B, offsprings, option C, factors, option D, both A and B. In this particular question, as I already told you, the individuals born to a asexual reproduction or to a single parent are called as clones. They are genetically, morphologically identical among themselves and also with the parent. So, and hence the correct option in this particular question is option A, clones. Dear students, let us take up another question. The year 1900 is highly significant for geneticists due to option A, chromosomal theory of inheritance or heredity, option B, discovery of genes, option C, rediscovery of Mendelian principles, option D, principles of linkage. The year 1900 is very significant because that is the year the Mendelian principles on genetics were rediscovered by three scientists, which are Hugo de Vries, Karl Correns and Schermak, and hence the 1900 was very significant. The year involved the rediscovery of Mendelian principles, and hence the correct option in this particular question is option C, rediscovery of Mendelism.
ಡಿಯರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ನೀವು ದೀವಿಗೆ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಚಾನಲ್ಗೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಹೇಳಿ, ಇದೇ ಥರ ನೂರಾರು ವೀಡಿಯೋಸನ್ನು ಫ್ರೀಯಾಗಿ ನೋಡಿ.